perhaps the biggest name that has been brought up during the Tigers coaching cycle could actually still be an option for Memphis. And what I've been hearing is that Conference Championship weekend needs to play out. Specifically, the games that are being played tonight in Conference USA, Mountain West, and get through these Friday night games and then see what the weekend ahead looks like. And I know there's been a lot of energy with Jerry Mack, who's coaching Kennesaw State in the Conference USA Championship game this evening. Won Conference USA Coach of the Year yesterday. Also, I've done some just minor highlight watching of their quarterback, Amari Odom, because I'm not going to pretend that I watched a ton of Kennesaw State. I am crazy, but I didn't watch a ton of Kennesaw State football this season. But he's intriguing. He'd be an intriguing addition if that were a move that were to be made with Jerry Mack coming to Memphis. But the name that has felt like a pie in the sky this whole time, that has consistently gotten thrown out but kind of been pushed aside with, I don't know if it could really happen, is Dan Mullen. And it sounds like Dan Mullen is not totally out of the question for being the next Memphis football coach. This is all rumors and speculation and hearsay, but he is coaching UNLV in the Mountain West Championship game tonight against Boise State, and it sounds like there is still genuine belief that Memphis could make one more push for him, and perhaps this is a job that he would not see as a lateral move and certainly not a down move. And listen, obviously you're thrilled that this is even a potential for Memphis because it really does represent a handful of things. Most notably, it would represent they have money. They have money and they're not afraid to spend it because the price tag for Dan Mullen is going to be pretty darn high. And it also shows that Memphis really does have its place within this hierarchy of non-Power 4 jobs. And that's a really solid place to be. I know coming off of National Signing Day, which isn't what it used to be, and you don't have a coach and so much can change, but Memphis got 19 commitments still. Like, shout out Reggie Howard for managing to have 19 guys still commit to come play football at Memphis. And they're second in the recruiting rankings for the American. And that's only because Temple has like 30 plus guys who signed on National Signing Day. But the energy behind Memphis, the idea that Memphis is perceived or could be perceived as an upgrade from UNLV, that's big from a PR standpoint. That's big from this matters. We've talked since this job came open that this is the most important hire in Memphis athletics history. You really have to hit because of what this means at this specific time in the college athletics world and Memphis' place in that world. And man, if you got Dan Mullen, that is a absolute home run. I think fans would be ecstatic. I think fans would buy season tickets tomorrow. It's just a name, right? It's a name who coached in the SEC, and that matters. And does it speak definitively that Dan Mullen will be an incredible head coach at Memphis? Not necessarily, but you can dream. You can dream that Memphis is back in a place, not back in a place, well, yes, back in a place, but hasn't been that way for 6 years, where every year they are competing for an American championship, where perhaps they're winning an American championship and having the opportunity to play in the college football playoff. So obviously it's all just scuttlebutt. It's the buzz, but the internet was buzzing last night with just the sheer potential of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's what you missed.
Listen, you want the there are a bunch of different seasons in sports. We're talking about college football, but college football, where we think of it as, it's 2 seasons. There's a regular season and there's a postseason, and then there's some preseason maybe, so maybe 3 seasons, right? But you got recruiting season, which is always ongoing. You want to win all of the seasons. You want to be what everybody's talking about at the end of recruiting season in a good way, not a bad way. You want to be what everybody's talking about coming out of spring practice and spring games and the preseason. You also want to win coaching, hiring, firing season, right? And getting Dan Mullen for the Memphis Tigers, somebody who you said SEC experience, has some significant achievements in the SEC, familiar with the Mid-South because he coached in Starkville. He's got a name that carries weight in this region from a recruiting standpoint, already got relationships with high school area coaches and athletic departments and things of that nature. Getting somebody like that would absolutely be a win in the coaching, hiring, firing season for the Memphis Tigers, right? Memphis lands him. And you're looking around, you're saying, okay, the 2 big stories from this hiring, firing period in time in college football, what Lane Kiffin did, leaving Ole Miss, going to LSU, and what Memphis was able to do, getting Dan Mullen to come over from UNLV.